Hello, my name is Pankaj. Today we are going to talk about GCP Cloud Function. Cloud Function is a serverless execution environment for building and connecting the cloud services. The beauty about the Cloud Function, it is serverless. That means developer don't have to worry about infrastructures, the OS, the applications. He can only focus on his writing the code and making sure his code work. So in this video, we're going to talk about three things. What are different types of functions available? What are the use cases? And then we'll just quickly jump into the demo and let's get started. Basically, there are two type of cloud functions. One is HTTP function. Uh, this particular function provide the URL um, through which it can be accessed, and it's invoked by the HTTP call, get, post, put, delete, and options. And this function, like when it respond like this, it will have like a header, body, status code, and etc. Like whatever is standard content for the HTML. Another one is the background function. This basically react to the event in your cloud infrastructure. For example, if whenever you can trigger it based on the pub/sub messaging on a topic, or whenever the new file is get created in a cloud storage or updated or deleted in a storage, it can be trigger based on any of these types of events. And these are the use cases for data processing and the ETL. We can use the cloud function. This is basically to listen and respond to the cloud storage event. And whenever some events happen, you can do some processing. You can use it for the webhook. For example, you can if you have some source control system, right? Whenever someone checked in any code or something, if that time if you wanna webhook to this, you'll be able to webhook via the HTTP function, and then that your service can be triggered. Then it can be used for the IoTs. Lot of thousands and thousands of devices are being IoT compliance, and like millions of feed come from this IoT. So this is the one of the functions where the for those IoT event, it can send IoT mainly send this event to the pub/sub, and from pub/sub you can invoke the cloud functions, and you can also use it for the mobile backend. So there are lots of use cases for this one. So let's get dive into the demo, how we can go and create the functions, and then how you can able to access it. Let's make our hand dirty. So here I logged in into my GCP console. In case if you don't have the GCP account, you can go and create your free account, trial account. I'm going to put a link here, so how you can get it. So let's get started. Now go to these cloud functions. Cloud function will be available under the compute. It's a serverless function. So I don't have anything, that's why it's not showing up. So I'll just create a new function, and in the function just give any name what you want. In our case, like I want to first demonstrate with HTTP, and then like we'll use the cloud storage. There are others trigger type also available, but they are in the beta version. So the for GA general availability, only these first three are available. So I'm going to have a demo on this HTTP, and then we'll have the another one, the cloud storage. Okay, so let's go and do the HTTP. So for this HTTP, I want to allow the unauthenticated invocation, for example, right? Like just for a demo purpose. And I'll say save, and then here if you go and see, like here you can go and specify like how much is the memory allocated you want to do, and how much timeout, and total how many maximum function instances, because this auto scale also depending upon how is the spike. If there are a lot of hits are coming for this particular function, right? So it can then go and like how much maximum function instances you want to allow. so this the billing for this cloud function is happen upon the time, the amount of time that your function is been executed, so it's get billed based on that one. Then there are some environment variable where you can specify what is the runtime environment variable. If you the developer need all these things, right? Because when you develop the applications, you will have some configurations which you want to map, like a name value pair. So these are the things which you can go and create here. I'll just say next. So now for enabling this to make this cloud function work, we need to enable the cloud build API. What is cloud build is basically it is a day of concept. So it's automatically deploy and deploy our code whenever it is ready, right? So some people say DevOps, some say CI/CD. So we'll just say enable it, and once it's enabled, I should be able to go and create my function. Yeah, so now my cloud build API has been enabled. So if you can come and see here, it's automatically, like it's showing me this thing. So there, for the runtime, there are multiple languages which are supported with this one, like Go, Java, Node, Python, uh, and the .NET Core, it is in beta version. So let's try to, like, I'll just go and select the Java version if it is required, and then it will have the pom.xml, that is where the maven configurations will be there. What are the dependencies and like plugin things and everything. Like for example, if you wanna execute this on your local machines, so that also you can do it by using this plugin. So that thing you need to configure in the pom.xml. So in this simple function, what actually I'm going to do is, like, I'm just I'm going to send a one variable from the URL, and then I'm just going to say uh, hello print on the HTTP. This is just to demonstrate it you how you can access this HTTP cloud functions. So once I make my changes, I can go and say deploy. And now it's deploying my change to the server. So this deployment is happening. Yeah. So now my function is being deployed. So you can go and run these functions. I'm just trying to find out what is the URL for my function. So currently there is no invocation, nothing is there. So let's see the detail. This is my service account. This is my source code. This is variable. This trigger. Yeah. So this is my trigger point. Because currently I haven't specified anything, right? So the variable which I created there is like a name, right? Let's say suppose if I put, and this is basically, this is how you'll have this your HTTP URL, and this URL which you can use it for the webhook. And let's say suppose for any application they can send some data to this one, and then once it come into your particular code in source code, you can come and do your business logic. You can write your code according to that one. And look, we just had a single file. There is nothing, it's a serverless. You don't have to worry about any infrastructure. Everything has been like managed for us, and it can scale up, scale down, and the billing for this one will only be based on whenever this function is getting triggered. In the second function, I want to do this background function. This is the HTTP function we did. So let's go and do a very quick demo, like how to trigger this background function. So I'm just going to, in this, my idea is I'll just go and create some, instead of HTTP, I'll have this cloud storage, because I have the one storage created for me. For example, whenever I am saying like my event type is create, whenever some file get created, it should go and trigger my this function. Okay, so I'll say save, and then I'll go next, and I'll just say deploy, right? And then whenever if I go and upload anything in that particular bucket, in that case it should trigger this particular function. So now this function is been deployed. So what I'll go is I'll just go to this my storage where I created that tell short story bucket, and I'll go and upload one image within that bucket. So this is the bucket I created, and in that bucket I'm just saying upload this image. Upload started, and now my upload has been complete. Right, so now let's go to the function and see if it has triggered the function or not. So now I'm in this function, so let's go to this function. Within the function, if you can come to the log area, it should point me to the saying this function is particularly been triggered. It should be saying somewhere logo, or yeah, so this function execution is started, process file, logo png. So this has triggered our function. This is how basically, like any event happen within this cloud infrastructure, we can invoke these functions, and within this function you can go and write the code what actually you want to do. So this is the overview of the cloud function, which is one of the most powerful features, I think, especially because it's a serverless. You don't have to worry about anything. So that's all I wanted to cover, guys. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you learned something. If you have any question, feedback, please let me know. Thanks.